a small canvas. Now I want to try it on one a little bit bigger than the one he did. Alright, so I'm going to get my brush. And I'm going to dip it right into my linseed oil. Not a lot. Very, very little. I'm going to knock some of it off, even wipe some of it off. I'm going to start at the top and start pulling it down. Let me set this oil down. I need to strap this thing in. We're going to be beating it up tonight. No, not really. This one don't require a lot of beating on. Alright, so we're going to start at the top and pull that oil from the top all the way to the bottom. Apply as much pressure as you need. Get all the oil that's in the brush to come out. It's a really thin coat. It's a lot of racket, but it makes sure that all that oil is coming out of the brush onto the canvas. Like I said, I don't want to add no more to the brush unless I absolutely have to. Alright, I'm going to dip it in just a little bit more because it started drying out, I can tell. And you should be able to see it where it's wet, where it's dry. A blank canvas is easy. If you're using a white one, you always have to look down the side of it to see what's dry. It might look all wet, but trust me, it's not always wet. And this is why Bob done it before the show, because it takes a long time. You know, he also told people, if you think you put too much on it, get a paper towel and just daub it around on the canvas. Don't wipe it, just daub it. And whatever's left is perfect. So just in case you think you put too much, get a paper towel. Another thing, this is I don't know if you can, yeah, you can't see it. This was a painting that I painted over. I didn't like it. Everything looked good except for that last tree I decided to put on it. That thing. Messed the whole thing up. Hey, Miss Sherry. Thank you for coming. Alright. If we can get enough people in here, we'll give this painting away tonight. But it's going to take a lot of people to get to 220,000 likes. If we get to that number, I'll give the painting away at the end. Now I'm going to clean my brush off. You got to make sure they're clean and dry. Make sure it's dry because that thinner has a violent reaction with the oil. Alright, I'm going to start at the top with a dry brush and just start pulling all this down again. And then that dry brush is going to pick up anything heavy that's left on here. That's how thin that layer is. If you overdo it, the painting will run on you. It will turn into mud real fast. Alright, here we go. Man, I hope this turns out because it's a beautiful painting. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is get some Alizar red. Now I know I just put some up here. Here we go. We're going to cover the whole painting with Alizar red. Hey Sharon Renee, thanks for coming in. Alright, now this painting is going to be a lot of red and yellow and brown. Not a whole lot of colors. And then we're going to use white. A little bit, not a lot. Alright, I'm going to take my 1.5-inch brush. Just get a little color on here. That Alizar red. Elizabeth Palmer, thank you for coming in. Brandy, thank you, dear. I noticed you sent me a message. I just didn't have time to check it, but I will when I get off. Alright, I'm going to start up here. Just a pine color. Just light. I'm going to pull some of this color down. We don't need a whole lot of red up here, but it does need to be covered. And a thin layer too. That's another thing. Always start out very little paint. You can always go back and add more color, but it's really hard to take it back off. You know, I put a little too much in that corner, but that's fine. Since I'm using it over the whole canvas and it's wet, I can pull it from up there all the way down here. A little bit more color. Randy Strickland, thanks for coming in. Dark Queen, thanks for coming in. Like I was saying earlier, I'd love to give this painting away at the end of the live. If we get 220,000 likes, I will give it away. But it's going to take a lot of people. So y'all please share it. Get as many people in here to help. Sending likes is free. Trust me. It doesn't add up on my account at all. Alright, I think it's pretty much covered. I'm going to put a little bit more down here. This is where our water is going to be. I really want it to sparkle. So it's going to be a campfire scene. We're going to try to put a little man sitting by a tree, just enjoying his campfire. But his campfire is going to be lighting up everything around him. Alright, I'm about ready. Alright, let's clean the brush. Alright, for this one, I'm going to change to the 1 inch. We want to try to keep our little fire small, you know, not trying to burn the forest down. Gonna get some cadu. Oh my. Hope I got some more in there. Alright, well, we'll start out with that. Let's see what happens. I may have to use a little Indian yellow tonight. Where's my 1 inch? There we go. Alright, tap a little bit of color. Not a lot. This requires a little bit at a time. Alright, wherever you want to start your fire. Let's say right here. Start putting small X's and then going out. Keep going until all the color comes off. Just small X's. Alright, I'm going to clean the brush. Make sure you clean your brush every time, because we're going to start out and go right back into that center. We want it to keep getting brighter and brighter. Brandy, thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. Greystone, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to go back into that same yellow after making sure the brush is clean and dry. Remember, tap very little color. You really want it to do exactly what it's doing. We could tap a whole bunch of color and work all the way to the end, but slowly do it. It makes it look a lot better. So same spot, start working around. Alright. This time, I'm going to clean the brush. After going to the center, I'm going to jump to a little further out. You know, the light from this fire is going to be bouncing off all kinds of stuff. Alright, tap more color. Once again, very, very little. Don't put a lot on. You could. Alright, we won't come no further down, but we will keep going up. This will all make sense in a minute. It'll all make sense in a minute. I didn't understand when I seen him do it either. But as always, you know, with the oil painting, it starts off looking like a mess, and then it comes together. I hope mine comes together. Alright, let's do that one more time. I want to get a little bit of color out on those out edges. Not a whole lot though. Mostly just this corner over here, this side. Maybe a little bit up there. We'll keep the corners dark. Bob says it pushes his eyes to the center of the painting. Helps push the eyes. Alright. Right back to the center. Alright, now we'll come in and just hit some of these spots. Just to tone them down some. They're too bright to be that far away. Small X's, just small X's. Alright, that's pretty good. That'll work. Alright, now you see why we used the 1-inch brush, because that fire could have got huge with a 2-inch. Or a 3-inch. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is get another soft brush and just go right over this top a little bit. Blend this all together. Don't go into your fire. Clean this one. Alright, so now we're going to get some Van Dyke Brown. And this painting isn't a lot of colors is what's so great about it too. You don't have to have but about 5 colors. You could probably do it with 4. Alright. So I'm going to get my fan brush. Just load it down with paint. I'm going to make some trees. On one side of that brush, I'm going to put brown. And on the other side, I'm going to load it with red. I'm going to go on my brown first though. By doing that, it won't pick up as much of the red, but that side will have color on it. All right. got my that side full. I'm gonna rub this side through the red. Got some red on this side, but it's mostly brown. Alright, now back here, you want to start making trees and put the red side towards your flame. So if I do it on this side, my red's on here. If I do it on this side, I want to flip it to my red's over here. Alright, that red is going to help us show reflection. And just pull those trees and let them stop. Just disappear. Good night, Pops. If you have to put a little bit of linseed oil with it, do it. That's maybe all it needs to come right off. Actually, if you're having to scrub it on there, you need to put some linseed oil on it. Alright, let that one disappear back there. You know, I'll make this one a little crooked. Don't make them all straight. Let it disappear. These are way back there. We won't even see the limbs to these, but we'll put them in for background. And I hope this comes out. I really do. I thought it looked good on the little canvas I did, but we'll see. We will see. I gotta make him one. He's gonna be leaning on this one. You know, make sure your trees, you know, the tops are skinny, the bottoms are big. Unless they're running off the top, you know. But if you're going to show the whole tree, then make sure your tops are small. I want this one to be probably the biggest one on the painting, though. Alright. And we're just going to keep on putting in these little trees for a minute. It takes a few seconds, but it's all worth it. After I put these trees up here, I'll stop and see what y'all think about it so far. Maybe this one is two of them. And I love all these colors coming out of these brown and red. out here, just barely can't see it. Oh, that's enough, right? Maybe, maybe not. All right, that'll work. I can deal with that. All right, so far we got a bunch of trees up here. They already have that red glow to them. The fire's coming off of them. All right, let's see. Now, the fun part. I'm going to take a little bit of just a second. I gotta find the cover. It's alright, we'll just use the brown and red. Oh, start putting some. We'll start out with the brown and red, and then we're gonna come back in with yellow. Just mixing it right on the brush. Just out here. Think about some tree limbs. You know, maybe these are coming from trees off the canvas. Maybe some of these belong to the trees right here. Just put you in some limbs. We'll come back in a minute and highlight them. You don't want to cover up everything though. And don't let your brush slide, just tap. Of course, we had all those trees, we had to put some limbs on some of them, right? Well, we're going to make some of these reflect really good. All right, that'll work. Let's clean the brush. Now the fun. Alright, so this time we're going to take the the cad yellow and do the same thing. Randy, thank you so much. Alright, I'm going to take a break before I move on. Whew, I said I was going to do it after I did these, putting the trees up, but. Alright, so what do y'all think so far? Does it look like, kind of like a little fire? No, we're not finished with that fire yet. That's just the background. We're going to go in and put some logs and detail it. Come on, somebody. Tell me what you think. Thank you, Randy. Thank you. So far, it looks like his. So I'm happy. But who knows? I could screw it up any minute now. Somebody would love to have this one on their wall, trust me. It's going to brighten up any room it's in. You can turn the lights off. This one's going to stand out. Alright, here we go. Back into the cad yellow. A lot of paint. A lot of paint. I'm having to mix it real good with some linseed oil to thin it down some. We already got a bunch of thick paint up there, so we need to lighten this paint up or it's not going to stick. I don't want to be having to really hit it hard. I want to be able to tap it and have the paint come right off. I have it, this is my first one, but I'm planning on going live about 30 minutes after this one and doing another one. I gotta get caught up, man. A lot of my paintings found new homes the other day. And we got another show in about, I don't know, 10 days. Maybe a couple days more than that. So I gotta get caught up or I'm not gonna have nothing to take with me. Alright, so we're gonna start closest to the fire. Just tapping. Now we're gonna come back and blur this down a whole bunch. Remember, don't cover up everything. Just a little bit of highlight here and there. Everything if you do it too hard. We want to take all that brightness and turn it into reflective light. All those spots. And by rubbing it softly, it gives it that illusion of reflections back there. And it's so far back you can't see detail, just reflections. Alright. How y'all liking it now? I know that light's kind of got a glare on it. That's not helping. I don't want to turn it to the dark. I won't be able to see it. Alright, let's keep going. So down here around the bottom, we need some bushes. And I'm going to go into the same colors, that brown and red. Just load the brush up. A lot of color. Now, right here, we're just going to start making some bushes. Add a little bit more brown to that. I want these bottoms to be dark. I'm just shaking in some spots. I think that'll work. Well, we'll put a couple back there. We're going to put the guy right there. Alright, we'll start making some water out here. We'll pad through here or something. And this will just be a bunch of bushes back here. Alright, that'll work. Now let's go back and highlight some of those bushes. Alright, right back into my Casio. I need to get some more yellow. Oh yeah, beautiful color. Just want all those sparkles to be facing the fire, the brightest spots. All right, we need to put a little bit of land through there real quick. And for that, I'm gonna use a little bit of it's a dull red. And I need a little bit of white. Ooh, we'll add a little yellow ochre to it. All right. Have some heavy spots, some light spots. That should do it. Actually, I think I'm gonna get rid of this last one. We're gonna cut that one out. Make the rest of that water. But I'll leave that there for reflections. Alright, I'm gonna take a break for a second, read any comments. Give me a little drink. Alright, right down here at the bottom, since we're going to have that water, and I need a little bit of Give me just a second. Alright, mix a little titanium white. So right around our water, we want to show some reflections. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some white, very little, very little. For real, very little. I start right here and just pulling that down. Wipe it off, it picks up a lot of red. Get some more of that white. It almost doesn't look white when you put it on because of the colors under here. As long as you rub it. Alright, I'm really stretching out this light source because I want to cover most of this water. That way we can see it really shimmer. Alright, you didn't have to pull it all as far down as I did. You could have stopped right there, it's fine. But you'll see why I did in just a second. Make sure it's clean and dry. I'm gonna keep saying it. Bob kept saying it. Oh, wait. Before I move on, I need to put a little bit of yellow up there. I'm really having to scrape it out of that brush. All these colors are gonna be so pretty. Alright, let's do it with that. And reflecting that part of the ground into the water just really adds to it, Alright, let's go back over it with a dry brush. Once again, just pull it down softly. Don't want to destroy, keep everything straight. Pull straight down. Let it mix with those other colors. I have this little spot right here, the brightest. Alright, knock off the brush. Get any heavy paint off of it. And now go across it sideways, softly. You'll give it that water-like appearance. Shimmer. Soft. Really make those lines wiggle by going left or right. You can do so much when the canvas is wet. Alright. Got us a nice little glow on the lake out there. Right here underneath these, I gotta put a little bit of dirt. Oh wow, that highlighted for me. That was kind of neat. I'm just going back over it lightly with a little bit of white. Get that reflection right off the ground. Let's do the other side the same way. Just brown and red. And we'll put a water line in there in just a minute. Right over the top of this. Light, light, light. Alright. We need to finish that little bush up right there. I don't want to cover up all those spots. I need some dark spots in the bottom. Before we move back up there to the fire, I want to go ahead and put a little something down here in this corner. Let's see here. Then we'll go with this red and this red. And one over on that side too. Let me clean that off. I'm gonna put some more light colored red on it. To make it stand out, I'm gonna hit it with some white. Got a puzzle piece. I hate these things. And I need my glasses. I really expect somebody that can't see to do this. Alright, I hope you're watching. Alright, here we go. Back into that light red. Alright, that'll work. Alright, let's put some, well, maybe we shouldn't put the white on it. Yeah, I'm gonna put white on it. I think it'd be pretty. Alright, get a little thinner, a little linseed oil, a couple of drops, or use your magic white if you have any. Alright, let's see. Let's do the other side the same way. And the more you push down on it, it'll mix with that red and turn pink. If you don't want it to turn pink, just touch it and move. Alright, that'll work. Man, I can't wait to pull the tape on this one. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for coming in. Alright, now let's start working on our fire and our little man. First thing I'm gonna do is get me a little liner brush. Get me some linseed oil. Because I want to thin this out a little bit, not a lot. We got heavy paint up there, so if you don't thin it down a little bit, it won't stick. Right here in the bottom. Just build you some logs. Alright, that'll work. Now, I'm going to clean the brush. Let's go into a little bit of the yellow. Cad yellow. I'm going to mix a little bit of that red with it. Give me a little bit of an orangey color. Just to put a couple of highlights on that wood. All right. Now I'm going to take a little bit of white and red. Ours are red. It's a little bit deeper than the regular red. Now, I don't think Bob did this to his. You can watch it and see, but I watched it a couple of times today. I didn't see him do this part. This is just mine. I'm gonna mix a little white with that. Just a couple of, just something out there, so. All right, let me see. All right, let's put our little guy against the tree there. Now we're not gonna see much of him, but we need to build enough of him to indicate that he's there. I'm gonna use my little knife. I'm just gonna use the brown and that same red color because we want all those reflected lights, all that reflective light to come off. All right, let's put a, I need to start down here. I gotta figure out how he's sitting first. That's his shoulder. One arm. Maybe one leg. I didn't pick up a whole bunch of paint because I didn't want to put a whole bunch up here. I can scratch it out pretty easy. Ah, let me just get my little brush. All right, here we go. We'll put him a pair of boots on in a minute. Alright. Now we'll put him a little cowboy hat on. Let's put him a little face in there, just a little one. Alright. Let me put one arm over here. Maybe just got it on the side of his leg. And the other one, put it right across the back. That'll work. Alright, now, I need to go back and put some highlights from the fire on the boots and his hat, because it's going to be hitting him pretty close there. Man, so does it look alright so far? The camera lighting keeps changing. I don't think it knows what to do. Alright, so just with some yellow, and this is a yellow green. I think I'm out of the cat yellow. Let's go to more and get some. Right on the bottom of his feet, it don't have a glow. And make sure you put a little linseed oil with it. That way it comes off really easy. You don't want to destroy what you got up there. If it's not thin, you'll be trying to rub it really hard and you want it to come off really easy. And maybe it hits across the top of his pants. Maybe the inside of this one. Definitely across his chest a little bit. A little bit of the head. One of it for sure. And up the front. That light's definitely gonna hit. Probably not his face, it's under his cap. A little bit on his shoulder. Maybe a little bit on his arm there. That looks about right. Oh yeah, that'll work. All right, now let's put some waterline out here. Trust me when I say this one looks way better than the first one I did. I'm going to use some of that pink and white from my waterline. Let's see. I always like to start at my highest point so I can shake my knife straight out and work these waterlines right off. Right back into that same color, the pink and white. Alright, let's maybe put a couple of spots out here in the water. Just add some water lines. Alright, let's get a soft brush and soften those. Man, I can't believe this one went by so fast. Really thought it was going to take me a while. Always pull them straight, your water lines. Alright, let's pull some tape off and see what we got. I don't know, it just always changes it for me. Let me make sure this paint is off my fingers real good. Alright, that'll give me just a second. I might have to take the glove off. Please don't mess it up, please. I shouldn't have wrapped the edges, but yeah. Live and learn. I've been doing just fine with not wrapping the edge. I don't know why I did it. Come on. Come on. This will be the first time I've had a black border though. Most of all the other ones have been white. All the other ones have been white actually. You can mess up a painting, pulling tape. You really, really can. I didn't think it was possible, but it is so easy to get paint everywhere. This tape can roll and hit it. Alright, now let's put it back up. Alright, so does the border help it any? Let me back y'all up. Alright, what do y'all think?